guys look beautiful. Thanks for coming. I'm Hannah Welton, and like Sarah said, I've been coming to Pasic since I was 9. I'm 27 now, and I'm finally up here. We did it, Daddy! I think we only maybe have about 10 minutes or so for some questions, so let's just hop right into it, because I'd like to answer as many as possible. Yes, in the gray hat. Yes?
How do you keep such a high energy going while you're playing?
Lots of cardio. It is true. My husband and I work out a lot, so just being in shape is a head start, and then I think it's all about making sure you continue to have fun. You know, it's like when you go to a wedding or you go to some sort of party and people are dancing, it's like when you're doing the cha-cha slide or the electric slide, it don't matter how tired you get, you're gonna finish the song. So it's sort of the same thing, you know, you just gotta keep having fun, keep pushing through it, and honestly the job of a drummer is to keep the show going. So when other people get breaks and all that sort of stuff, the drummer is usually non-stop. And my years with Prince were very good cardio training because the drummer kept getting some and always had some and never stopped. So, yeah, I mean, 4-hour shows straight through, even when I got solos, like I never got breaks. So that's just practice and endurance and training and just fighting through it. Yes?
What's your typical practice regimen?
Oh, girl. Well, when I was younger, when I was your age, if I'm being honest, I did not enjoy practicing. I enjoyed performing. I liked being in front of people, putting on a show, having the energy to feed off of. But don't follow my example because practice is important. Don't follow that example, at least. I shouldn't say my example, but practice is very important. So even though I didn't necessarily enjoy it, my dad still taught me the importance of practice and sewing into your craft and remaining a student of your craft. So there were days I'd come home from school, maybe practice for like 6 hours. And it would be broken up practice, you know, go over rudiments, technique stuff. And then my dad always told me, you know, if it gets to the point where you're bored or you're not having fun, put on a record and just play with it. Put on one of your favorite songs and just jam. And so a lot of my practice was that too. And I've always been drawn to groove, not necessarily chops. And so my favorite part of practice and my favorite part of performance to this day is groove. And just putting on a good show, having fun, and making everybody dance. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna see people doing this when folks are soloing or just doing a bunch of chops all the time. So to me, the job of a drummer is to keep time, keep the groove, lay down that pocket and don't move. And so that's what I focused on a lot and still today. So I would recommend at least a half an hour to an hour of practice every day. Okay. Yes, over there. Hey!
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
What are you working on nowadays, now that
Oh.
you're really sad about what happened?
Yeah.
Obviously, we love him, we love you.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Well, my husband, Joshua, is in here somewhere. He is a phenomenal songwriter and producer, singer, dancer, everything. And so we just had a baby girl a year and a half ago. So we're raising her on top of, thank you, she's amazing. She's here running around somewhere. We're raising her on top of doing a lot of stuff from home now, rather than focusing on tour and being on the road. We're doing a lot of writing, sync licensing, writing for television, movies, all that sort of fun stuff, so that we can spend time with her at home but continue to work. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Good change of pace. Yeah.
When you're playing the same song, do you play the same beats all the time, or do you mix it up?
I like to mix it up and have a good time. There's usually a foundational groove or a feel that I like to do for each song, but fills always change up. Every now and then I may switch up the groove just for a second, but for the most part, the foundation of the groove is the same for each song. Are you guys hearing the questions? Should I repeat the questions? I'll do that. Okay. Any more? Any more? Any more? Yeah.
What advice would you give young girls or women trying to make it in the percussion world?
What advice would I give young girls or women trying to make it in the percussion world? Go hard! a lot of, I mean, I could go on and on about women empowerment in general. I think there's some sort of perception, actually I don't think, I know. There's a perception that women can't do a lot of what men can do because of our physical makeup. The fact that, yes, most of the time, there are special cases. Men are stronger than women physically. So they carry all the heavy loads, they do all the heavy labor, all that sort of stuff. I'm a firm believer in, I've got the same anatomy on the inside that a man does. I've got the same muscles, got the same brain. Maybe my brain's a little more advanced. I'm just kidding. But I think it's all about determination and how hard you're willing to work. There's obstacles in every occupation, whether you're a male or female. Life is life. Now, what's gonna set you apart, even from other females, and everyone, this is for everybody, male, female, whatever, is your determination, your mind. Your mind is so much more powerful than any muscle in your body. And if you allow yourself to pour into that, and don't let your mind sway, and don't let fear set in, and negativity set in, you can go as far as you want. And it doesn't matter what you look like, how old you are, or your experience. It's about your heart, your passion, and your drive, and that all comes from here. So just follow your heart. Any fun memories of Prince? A lot. One in particular, I can tell you really quick. The first day I met him, I was super excited, but you hear all these stories about how weird he is, and don't look him in the eye, and all that sort of superstition stuff. And so I got nervous for a split second, and then I was like, you know what, Hannah? You're cool. You're likable. Just go in there and be yourself. Whatever happens is supposed to happen. God's got you. So I get escorted into the studio, and I'm looking at the setup and kind of, messing around with the kid, and in walks Prince. It's just me and him in this room. And I was like, oh, shoot. And he comes in, and he's very nice, very humble. He shakes my hand. He says, hey, I'm Prince. Thanks for coming. We're really excited to have you. Do you play ping pong? I play the drums. And so actually I was like, I'm not very good, but I'll play. I like to have fun. And so literally, as intense as the musical training was with the last, 4 years that we were with him, the ping pong training was just as intense. And he raised an army of ridiculous ping pong players. The whole band, Third Eye Girl, Joshua, Donna's husband, all of us, we can slay at some ping pong. So it was really fun. That was always what we did on our downtime, was play ping pong. Yes?
What advice do you have for drummers trying to land big tour gigs like that?
Man.
What's the question?
Oh, sorry. What advice do I have for drummers trying to land a big touring gig like that? I have to say, I would feel the worst if I took any credit for getting that gig. Let me tell you, it was something that could not have been orchestrated by anyone except God. And that's just the truth of the matter. Other than a lot of prayer and just determination and hard work, I would say gig out as much as possible. Come to these things, go to NAMM, meet other musicians. It's cool to hang with other drummers, but most of the time other drummers aren't going to be getting you the gigs. They're not going to be handing you gigs unless they can't make one and they need a sub. Other musicians are going to hire you, and so the more you meet other musicians and play and hang out and jam, it's just a matter of time before everything lines up perfectly and you get the call for a big gig. So just keep working hard, keep doing what you do, network and meet as many people as possible. That's a really important part of the industry. It's so all about friends and, politics in that regard. So just meet as many people as possible and be cool. Be gracious, be humble, have a good time. The attitude of entitlement will only get you so far. you know? So you seem like a cool dude. Just be yourself, meet people, have a good time, be fun to be around, and you'll land the gig, the perfect gig for you. You're welcome. How much time is it?
137.
1:37? Oh, okay, maybe one more question. Any more? Yes?
What drove you to volunteer? Like when you get tired, like what keeps you going?
When I get tired, what keeps me going? That's kind of changed over the course of the years, my motivation. When I was your age, it was just, I want to be a star. I want to be famous. I want to perform. I want to do everything. And then as I got older, I got a little more mature, it was, I don't want to have a real job. I don't want to have a boss. I want to be my own boss. And, you know, by the grace of God, that's how it's always been. So that was motivation for a while. And then now it's my amazing, beautiful husband and my daughter, and just wanting to inspire and encourage people and love on people and let everyone know that in a world and a society like today, you don't have to settle. And people are so comfortable with settling. And then at the end of the day, you know, when they look back and, you know, in retrospect on all the years that have passed, they wish they would have just taken that risk. They wish they would have just went out on a limb. They wish they would have taken that leap of faith. And so now I want to tell everyone, regardless of how old you are, how long you've been in the game, don't settle. Take the leap. Take the leap and do what you love to do. Do what you feel that pull inside of you, whatever that is. Music, culinary arts, dance, acting, medical school, you know, whatever it is. Do it. And don't settle. Okay? Thank you guys so much. One more question. Okay, I have to take this question. This is Dave Stanich, you guys. Okay.
So, after landing the biggest gig in the world, becoming a mother, taking time off back, and I'm from throughout public, it's great to see. So what's next for you?
You know what? I take it. He said after landing the biggest gig in the world, which I'm so thankful for, and becoming a mother and taking some time off. What's next? Honestly, we take it a day at a time. That's one thing that we learned from Prince is like, don't worry about the future. Don't plan too far ahead. Take every day as it comes. Because if you're so focused on future, I want that in the future, you kind of lose touch with the now. So we've learned to focus on right now and what's happening today and being in the present. And so that's what we're doing. You know, we have big dreams. We have a lot of visions for all types of stuff. Writing books, movies, music still. We have all sorts of dreams and we have a vision board, but we are so focused on being in the now, especially now with Azaria. We want to soak up every moment possible. So we continue to work hard on music, continue to work with other artists and staying busy in that regard. But as far as what's in the future, only God knows. And he reveals a bit to us every day. So we just focus on being faithful and staying in the now. Cool. Thank you guys. I'm going to play a couple more songs for you. Love you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry. Hey, Dad, is there a list? That list that we talked about? The list. I just want to do some thank yous really quick while I have the mic. Oh, there's no list. Okay. Okay. I want to just thank my endorsers. You guys, let me tell you, I wanted a list because I just don't want to leave anyone out on accident because this is amazing and they're phenomenal, but there's a lot of companies here that have supported me for darn near 20 years. So let me just make sure I get everyone. Gretsch Drums, Zildjian Cymbals, Evans Drumheads, Gibraltar Hardware, Vader Drumsticks, woo! Kelly Shoe, internal drum mics. Who else? Toka? Humesenberg Cases.